I was born rich. Sort of. My name is Richard. With an intro like that, you probably think I'm a dick. But jokes aside, I'm actually the fourth of my name. But despite the long line of riches, I wasn't born into money. But I was born into a line of hard workers. And I was honored with models to help shape my own journey. Before I knew who I wanted to be, and even before I knew what I wanted to do, I knew why I wanted to do it. When I was young, I used to hate yard work. As new homeowners, my folks liked the idea of curb appeal. Unfortunately, that usually meant enlisting my two hands. There's a specific memory I have. I was weeding under the bushes for what felt like hours. There were so many, all different sizes. The really small ones were especially annoying. It was really hard to get the root through the gloves. I remember as I worked my way over, I looked back to notice the area I thought I had finished looked like it hadn't been weeded at all. That was my problem with yard work. It seemed like no matter how much you did, the job was never done. Do you remember when you were a kid, how getting $20 felt like winning the lottery? All the things I could buy with $20. I usually spent it faster than I got it. And as I got older, the things I wanted were a bit more expensive, so I had to learn how to save. I started banking birthday money, Christmas money, anything that I can get my hands on. I remember the first thing I really had to save for was a gaming PC. It was a lesson I needed to learn, and it started me on a path I'd be on for the rest of my life. In 1997, my pops was serving in the United States Army. Then his unit shut down, and he had to come home to serve a brand new baby. With his life changing, he decided to go back to school. He always loved the gym, so we decided on physical therapy. Part of being a physical therapist is taking notes for your patients. For as long as I can remember, he'd be up late on the computer working at night. He'd go above and beyond and continue working even after he punched out. He constantly pushed me to read books, and the only reading I did at that time was my summer reading assignments. I really had no interest learning how to win friends and influence people. But he was persistent, and eventually gave me a book that I didn't read until years later. But when I did, it changed everything. And that book taught me a valuable lesson. The most valuable currency wasn't money, but time. My respect and admiration increased even more. And from that point on, I felt an obligation. It's like when he passed me those books, he passed me a torch. I felt a sense of responsibility now. Throughout reading and studying, I discovered a powerful tool. Compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. But to make it work for me, I knew I had to not only start, but continue. It excited me financially, but I knew I could apply it across the board. I continue to read, I continue to improve, I continue to compound. You overestimate what you can accomplish in a year, but underestimate what you can do in 10. I continued to make changes to my life, and eventually, my life began to change. I don't believe in a big moment when it all clicks. And I definitely don't believe in a finish line. Sometimes, we're reluctant to chase our goals because we believe we've already been lapped. But the only race is the race against yourself. I'll never reach perfection, but I have a lot of fun chasing it. So why do it? To be better than I was yesterday? To be in control of my life? To take care of myself so I can take care of others? To be free? And even though I'm not at the mile marker I want, I'm not waiting at the starting line. So even if you don't know how or what, start. I mean, why not?